Welcome to the Innovation Brief, the show that gives you the knowledge to, well, spark innovation. Leaders like you, I should say. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Always looking for that edge.
Trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And
Right.
today, well, we're diving into something that I think a lot of people, well, they overlook. Process innovation.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and not really think about how, the processes we use every day, they just kind of become invisible.
Yeah, they're just there, part of the background.
The-
They're huge, though. I mean, when you think about it,
Yeah.
they really can be the key to unlocking so much more value.
Absolutely.
All right, so for those of us just tuning in, what exactly is process innovation?
That's a great question. And it's one that I think every leader should be asking themselves. At its core, process innovation is about really changing how work gets done. It's about achieving better results, plain and simple.
Okay, so better results, we all want that.
Yeah.
But what does that look like in practice?
Well, it's about improving efficiency,
Yeah.
effectiveness, and creating more value
Mm.
for everyone. Your customers, of course, your team,
Right.
and ultimately, your bottom line.
Makes sense. So it's not just about, like, tweaking a few things here and there.
No, it's much more fundamental than that.
Okay.
It's about taking a step back, looking at the entire system with fresh eyes,
Fresh perspective.
and asking yourself, how can we make this radically better?
So I'm intrigued, I'll admit,
Yeah,
but I need to see it to believe it. Can you give us some real-world examples
sure.
of companies that have really nailed this?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many great examples out there.
Let me.
Well, think about Starbucks.
Okay.
I mean, they completely revolutionized the coffee shop experience
really changed the...
by blending digital technology with those personalized experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, their mobile ordering system, for example.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant. It streamlines the entire process for customers.
Yeah.
It frees up their baristas to focus on, crafting those perfect lattes.
Right. So it's not just about speed. It's about creating a better experience.
Perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. I like that.
And then you have McDonald's,
Classic.
the pioneers of the fast food assembly line.
Oh, yeah.
They took a complex process, preparing food quickly and consistently, and they just broke it down into a series of simple, repeatable steps.
Right.
That standardization allowed them to, scale rapidly, reduce costs, and maintain that consistent quality.
Across, what, like thousands of locations worldwide?
Exactly.
It's amazing how, like, a seemingly simple concept, like an assembly line, can have such a huge impact.
He really is.
What other examples come to mind?
Well, consider Zara,
Zara, okay.
the fast fashion giant.
Yeah, yeah.
They've completely disrupted the traditional fashion industry
Okay.
by building an incredibly agile and responsive supply chain.
Okay.
I mean, they get the latest trends from the runway to their stores in a matter of weeks.
Not months like everyone else.
Exactly. That speed and responsiveness has given them,
Mm.
a real competitive advantage.
Especially in such a fickle market.
Yes.
It's interesting. It seems like process innovation is about, well, it's more than just small improvements.
Yeah,
It's about really fundamentally changing how a company operates.
that's a great way to put it. And the benefits, well, they're undeniable.
Let's talk about those benefits. What's in it for me? What's
Yeah.
in it for all the other leaders listening?
Yeah.
What are those concrete advantages of embracing process innovation?
Well, maybe the most immediate benefit is efficiency and cost reduction.
Okay.
When you streamline processes, eliminate bottlenecks, and reduce waste, you naturally save money.
Yeah.
And increase productivity.
That definitely gets
And,
attention,
isn't it?
especially in the boardroom.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier that process innovation can actually lead to further innovation.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's fascinating, really. When you optimize those processes and free up resources, you create space for your team to think more creatively.
Right.
They're no longer bogged down by those tedious tasks or inefficient systems.
It's like you're removing the mental clutter
Exactly.
to make room for brilliance.
I love that. And let's not forget about the impact on quality.
Okay.
Process innovation often leads to better quality control, fewer errors, and more consistency.
In the final product or service.
Exactly.
Because when those processes are well-defined and efficient,
Mm.
there's just less room for things to go wrong.
Right.
And of course, we can't underestimate the importance of speed,
Mm-hmm.
especially in today's fast-paced world.
Couldn't agree more.
So how can process innovation help with that?
Well, it can significantly reduce lead times and cycle times, allowing you to respond to customer demands much faster.
Get products to market quicker.
Exactly.
And that agility, that's crucial
Absolutely.
to today's business landscape.
By designing those flexible and adaptable processes, You become more resilient.
Good.
More resilient to market shifts, changing customer needs.
Situations.
Exactly.
You're essentially future-proofing your business.
It's the goal.
So it's about creating a more efficient, agile,
yeah.
and resilient organization.
And staying ahead of the curve.
Adapting to whatever comes your way.
Which ultimately leads to
a sustainable competitive advantage.
That's what we all want.
Yes. So how do we actually make it happen? What are the first steps on this journey of process innovation? Where do we even begin?
Well, that's the exciting part, isn't it?
It is.
It's not about, following some rigid formula. It's about understanding the principles and then adapting them to your own unique context.
Yeah, makes sense.
But there are some best practices that can definitely help you get started.
I'm all ears.
All right, well, first and foremost, you need to focus on customer value.
Okay.
It sounds obvious, right?
Yeah.
But it's so easy to get caught up in those internal processes and lose sight of, the people you're ultimately serving.
The customers.
Exactly.
So before we even think about changing a process, we need to understand our customers.
Their needs, their pain points, their expectations.
Got it.
The more you understand your customers, the better you can design those processes
To truly meet their needs.
and deliver a positive experience.
Right. So we've identified what our customers want. Where do we go from there?
Well, the next crucial step is setting clean goals.
Okay.
What specifically do you want to achieve?
With process innovation,
Yeah.
are we aiming to reduce costs,
Improve quality.
speed up delivery times?
Enhance customer satisfaction.
We need concrete objectives,
Measurable objectives.
not just vague ideas about improvement.
Exactly. And don't forget about KPIs,
KPIs.
key performance indicators,
Right.
to track your progress.
To measure the impact.
Exactly. Make sure you're moving in the right direction.
It's okay. KPIs. Got it.
Yeah.
You mentioned something earlier about empowering employees.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Of course. You see, process innovation can't just be a top-down initiative.
Okay.
It needs to come from the ground up.
From the team.
From your employees. They're the ones on the front lines. They know the ins and outs of your current processes.
Right.
They're often the best source of ideas for improvement.
So we need to give them a voice.
Empower them.
Give them the tools
The resources. The authority.
to make those improvements.
Exactly. Foster a culture where they feel comfortable speaking up, sharing their ideas, experimenting, even
Empower.
celebrate successes, but also embrace those failures.
As learning opportunities.
Exactly.
I love that. Creating an environment where people feel safe to take risks and innovate.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we've got our goals. Our team is on board. We're ready to roll up our sleeves.
Yeah.
But are there any specific methodologies we can use to kind of guide the process?
Absolutely. There are some really powerful frameworks that has been proven time and again.
Okay.
Two of the most popular are Lean and Six
I've
Sigma.
heard of those, but I'll admit I'm not entirely sure what they entail.
Sure. Well, Lean focuses on eliminating waste.
Okay.
It's about identifying and removing any steps in a process that
Yeah.
don't add value
To the customer.
to the customer. Exactly. Imagine a manufacturing line where parts are constantly moving, minimizing downtime, delays,
Streamlining.
cutting the fat.
I like it. What about Six Sigma?
Six Sigma aims to reduce defects and variability in a process.
Okay.
It's a data-driven approach, uses statistical analysis to identify and eliminate the root causes of errors.
Okay.
Think of a call center that uses Six Sigma to analyze those customer interactions and identify the most common reasons for complaints.
Okay.
By addressing those root causes, they can improve customer satisfaction and reduce the number of repeat calls.
So Lean is about efficiency, and Six Sigma is about consistency and quality.
You got it.
They seem like complementary approaches.
They absolutely are. And there are specific tools and techniques within each methodology, like value stream mapping in Lean and root cause analysis in Six Sigma, that can be incredibly helpful in identifying those areas for improvement.
It sounds like we could do a whole deep dive just on Lean and Six Sigma.
We definitely could.
But the key takeaway is these frameworks provide a structured approach,
To process innovation
helping us identify opportunities.
and implement changes effectively. But frameworks alone aren't enough.
What else is important?
Visualization. Okay.
You'd be surprised how much clarity you can gain by simply mapping out your current processes.
Okay. So we're talking about flowcharts, diagrams, that sort of thing.
Exactly. When you can see the process laid out in front of you, it's much easier to spot those bottlenecks, redundancies, areas for improvement.
It's like taking a tangled mess of yarn and untangling it.
I love that analogy.
You can see the individual threads.
And remember, process innovation isn't a one-time event.
Okay.
It's an ongoing journey.
Of continuous improvement.
Exactly. Encourage your team to constantly evaluate those processes, challenge the status quo, seek out those new opportunities for optimization.
So always be on the lookout for ways to do things better, faster, smarter.
You got it. And that brings us to another critical element,
Okay.
technology.
Ah, yes.
Don't be afraid to leverage the power of technology to streamline those processes, eliminate manual tasks, and improve data flow.
I completely agree.
We live in the age of digital transformation.
Right.
There's no excuse for clinging to those outdated methods. So we need to be willing to embrace new tools, new technologies.
That can help us work more effectively.
And what about automation?
Ah, yes. Automation.
Oh.
Technologies like robotic process automation
TA.
and AI have the potential to really revolutionize the way we work.
Freeing up those human
You
employees.
focus on those higher value tasks.
Yes.
That require creativity and critical thinking.
So we're talking about bots doing our boring tasks and AI analyzing data.
To identify those trends and patterns,
The possibilities are pretty exciting.
they are, but technology is just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay. What's the missing piece?
Never stop learning
Oh.
and sharing knowledge.
Okay.
Create platforms for your team to share those best practices, lessons learned, success stories.
Hey.
Encourage them to attend conferences, read industry publications, and constantly expand their knowledge base.
So it's about creating a learning organization that's
Yep.
constantly evolving, adapting to new challenges.
Exactly. And don't forget the power of external collaboration. Partner with other organizations, learn from their experiences, and share your own insights.
Break down those silos.
Build a community of innovators.
I like that.
Together, we can achieve far more than we ever could alone.
Wow. This is a lot to take in. But it's incredibly valuable information. To recap, we've covered the importance of focusing on customer value, setting clear goals, empowering employees, embracing proven methodologies, leveraging technology, and fostering a culture of continuous learning. Is there anything else we need to know?
I think we've covered the essentials,
Okay.
but the most important thing is to simply get started.
Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress.
Exactly. Start small, experiment, learn, and iterate.
The journey of process innovation is all about taking that first step.
You got it.
It feels like we've only just scratched the surface here,
Oh, we have.
but I think you've given our listeners a lot to think about.
I hope so.
It's one thing to talk about process innovation,
Right.
but it's another thing to actually make it happen.
Yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road, where the real work begins.
But the potential impact, it's huge.
It really is.
It can transform not only your business, but also the lives of your employees
Yeah,
and the experiences of your customers.
it's a ripple effect.
So, for all the leaders listening in, what's the one thing you want them to take away from this conversation?
I'd say never settle. Never settle for the status quo.
Exactly. Always be looking for ways to improve, to streamline, to innovate,
Process innovation is a journey.
not a destination.
A journey that can lead to incredible results.
Absolutely.
And remember, you don't have to go it alone.
There are resources out there, people who can help.
And speaking of resources, if you're ready to take your process innovation efforts to the next level, I highly recommend checking out IdeaScale.
IdeaScale is a fantastic platform. Provides all the tools and resources you need to streamline those processes, gather ideas from your team, and drive real change within your organization.
It's all about turning your work team into innovators.
That's it.
So head over to ideascale.com for a free trial.
And book a demo to see how IdeaScale can help you unlock the power of process innovation.
Don't miss out.
That's all for this episode of the Innovation Brief. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of innovation. New episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
We'll be here.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Until next time, keep innovating.